How's it going today, everyone? Gonna show you how to stretch your third diff on your TRX6. This truck has factory stance, but it does have a bit of a lift kit put in it and some bumpers put on it. But this is all factory gap between the tires where the suspension's at. And then this truck has a 2.2 conversion, I'll say, done so I can run the big Mudslinger XLs. But yeah, so this has the suspension moved, and I'll show how to do that. Just doing a comparison of the factory TRX6 and the stretched one. This is with one cut, and then slide the third diff back to make it fit for the XLs. That's what the drive shaft looks like. Here's factory. So there's the cut in the inner fender. And then to relocate the third diff to put the XLs on, that's what that one cut turns into. So you are going to have to take out that screw, this one, that one, and this one. Do that on the other side too. And then once you get all your bolts taken out of each side of the inner fenders, you'll be able to come up to the battery tray, take the bolts out of that. They're just in there. And then this will come right out of the frame. Remember to take your bumper off. And this is your 4-link bracket. This diff cable runs through it. So you should disconnect that, take your locker cable out through there, and then you'll have more room to move the third diff back. Just make things easier. Okay, so you can run the 2.2 XLs without cutting your inner fender. So your shocks will be on a bit of an angle, and I'll show you what that's going to look like. So you just come in here, and you can move this back right to there, and then it lines up with these holes. Everything lines up. No drilling necessary. You don't have to cut your fenders. Just got to change your drive shaft. Now to run the 2.2 XLs with your shocks straight up and down, came back to the frame, drilled a hole here, so I'll be able to slide everything back to that point, and then the 4-link will come back. Now the shocks are straight up and down. This is what it looks like with the 2.2 XLs on, with the shock on an angle. You don't have to move your inner fenders, and everything will line back up, all in those holes. And remember, this truck does have a lift kit. So my 90mm factory shocks are more or less 100 now. And to get the gap between the tires that I was looking for, and to have my shocks straight up and down, I just had to move it back. And that's what it turns into. And this is the style I was going for. So this is the factory TRX6 drive shaft, and then this is the one I'm using with the stretch I have in it. So these parts were left over from the TRX4 lift kit, and I'll show you which ones to use. To tell which parts you'll need for drive shafts, you can look at the one end here, and there's little bits of raised plastic. So this one has 3. So this is a long. You'll need this for your slip piece. And then this side's short. It has 1 piece of raised plastic on it. And that's how you can tell. So you'll need those 3 pieces. And I'll put the part number down. This is the TRX4 rear diff cable that you're going to put up front on your TRX6 after you do the stretch. You can see the big difference between the two. With the lift brackets that I put on, it gave me the height of a 100 mil shock, but the travel of a 90 mil. And then also the wheel spacers you're going to need to get more clearance. Okay, so it's all back together now. Just wanted to show you there's no clearance issues for the inner wheel wells. None in front of this tire. The drive shaft will not come apart on you. So here are a couple TRX6s. This one on the right has the third diff stretched. And you can see the suspension travel with the deck on. Doesn't touch. There's lots of clearance here. No rubbing. And then this TRX6 has like the lift kit to make these shocks 100 mil. Lots of suspension travel. And this truck will get its 2.2 XLs put back on it in the stretch. Thanks for watching the video, and I hope I could help some people out with any questions they had.